Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor. We are talking today about 7 bold predictions. Yes, crazy. Tim and I get crazy and wild. What's going on, Tim?
Not much. How's it going, everybody?
Tim, are you ready to get wild and crazy and have some super bold, yet somewhat obtainable bold predictions today?
Yeah, I couldn't go too crazy, man. I just can't do it to our fans. I got to keep it realistic. So I've got some bold predictions, and honestly, I don't think they're too crazy. I don't think they're too bold, but maybe some people will say you're nuts.
Really? Well, let's get to it. One of them is going to actually be an NFL bold prediction. The other ones are kind of fantasy related. I wanted to have some fun here today on the Monday morning, whether you're commuting to work, dealing with all the drama in the world, whatever it is. I wanted to lighten things up, keep it a little bit fun here for you. Before we do, guys, make sure you guys head on over to thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. Get the 16-round draft solution. Guys, we are full flow fantasy football season. Now is the time. And again, guys, this is going to help you guys crush your leagues. I give you the sleepers, breakouts, optimal players to draft in each round, everything in one spot on a silver platter for you to have a major competitive advantage over your friends. And listen, guys, another thing, very important, Fantasy Direct. I'm going to be texting you guys directly, optimal DFS players, starts and sits for the week, everything you need to know, waiver wires, everything delivered to you via silver platter weekly via text, guys. Fantasy Direct at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com under programs. Go secure a package now for the season. It's going to be amazing, Tim. That's pretty much my plugs right there.
That is huge. Also, we're doing this other weird thing called the FTFN network. I don't know if you've been talking about that enough. We got to drop some more on that.
Yeah, well, basically, guys, we've got all the top influencers from every single team, guys. So we've got a Cowboys guy, we've got a Bills guy, we've got a Jets guy, all these top YouTubers coming together in one spot. We are launching the website very soon, and we're going to be producing our own network via Twitch. There's a link below, guys, here on Twitch. You can follow, and also go to @Fan2Fan Network on Insta. Follow us there, and on Twitter for more news and information. This is going to be huge. We're taking over the sports analysis industry collectively. It's going to be crazy.
Absolutely. So you and I focus on fantasy only, really, and all these other guys that we're bringing together, they're going to bring you team news and not just fantasy. These guys are, in fact, most of these guys probably don't care about fantasy. They care about their team.
Exactly, man. I'm beyond excited about Fan2Fan, guys. This is, if you guys are into sports, which obviously you are, you got to make sure you guys are following Fan2Fan Network on Insta and the Twitch channel. Follow the Twitch. There's no content there, but it's coming in August. Stay tuned. Also, guys, leave a comment, smash a thumbs up, and let's get to the bold predictions. All right, so first bold prediction. Do you want me to start here? I got 4. I think
you got 4. I've got 3. So yeah, you give her a go.
All right, so this is a crazy one here, but a lot of people, think I'm crazy. I'm really high on Tannehill this year. I know you and Tom Santinello. I don't think you're crazy on Tannehill. Tom Santinello also not crazy on Tannehill. Understandably so. I was never a fan of Ryan Tannehill as well, but this is a crazy, bold, yet somewhat realistic prediction. Can
you hit us with the prediction?
This is super bold. Ryan Tannehill beats Lamar Jackson in fantasy points for 2020 fantasy football.
Yeah, you're drunk.
I'm dreaming.
I mean, it's early in the morning, man. You drunk already? Damn.
I'm drunk already. What are you smoking there?
Yeah, no friggin' way. No, that's super bold. I mean, you're shock value. Come on, that's shock value.
Well, listen here, and that includes injuries. So Lamar Jackson rushing 126 times, 176 attempts, 1,206 rushing yards. He puts himself at risk. Okay,
true.
Yeah, they brought in Dobbins. Now, if Dobbins runs the ball and takes that pressure off Lamar, it's a lose-lose for Lamar. If he runs a lot, he puts himself at risk. If he doesn't run a lot, he's going to sacrifice fantasy points because, again, I did some breakdown of Lamar Jackson last year in an episode of overvalued quarterbacks, and this guy actually, he does not throw a lot. I mean, he was like 22nd, I believe, overall in attempts, Tim. 26th in attempts of 401. That's not throwing the ball a lot. And when you look at passing yards, Tim, 22nd with 3,127. So he's not going to get it done in the air. But Ryan Tannehill, if you project his numbers out, and I keep talking about this, he missed the first 6. He didn't play the first 6 games with the Titans, but he was averaging around 20 points a game. You project out his 224 points, which he finished, and you add the 20 points per game times 6 games. He's in and around 330, 340 points, which makes him a top 3 fantasy quarterback. So yes, it's wild and bold and crazy. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's somewhat viable when I make a case for it.
When you start talking about potential injuries and not hoping an injury on anyone, but understanding that, yeah, the more a quarterback runs that ball, the more chances he stands of being injured. God, I hope not. I mean, Lamar Jackson is a talent, man. I don't want to see anything happen to him. But yeah, you make a case for it. I think it's super bold. And the only way it happens is if something does happen to Lamar, God forbid.
Yeah, trust me, I like Lamar Jackson. He's one of my favorite players. His work ethic is second to none. I've seen him, run, and he just missed he ran for 12 yards. They were like 3rd and 20. He ran for 12 or 14 yards. A great scramble, but he gets angry at himself because he didn't convert the first down. Like he
wants more.
He wants more, and understandably so. I'm competitive like that as well. So that's one of the main reasons I like him is competitive drive, and of course I enjoy watching him on the field. But again, if you're a fantasy owner investing a second round pick on him, you're going to kind of want to cringe if he runs out and scrambles for these crazy plays. He's putting himself out there. But I think they brought Dobbins in there to take some pressure off him. They got Ingram. I don't see him rushing 176 times. I just think that's crazy. He's going to decline to some degree, enough to make Ryan Tannehill have more points. That's pretty bold. So that's my first one.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. All right. So my first one is Hayden Hurst will finish as the top tight end. Not one of the top tight ends. The top tight end.
Wow, you really sold on him.
I'm going hard on this one. I mean, I think it's justifiable. He's moving to Atlanta. He's the top dog there now. It's a pass-heavy team. Hooper was there last year. Hooper had 97 targets. So if Hurst can come in, maintain the same pace that he was back in Atlanta, back in Atlanta. He's moving to Atlanta. If he can maintain that same pace that he had last year, he's going to put up enough numbers. He needs some more touchdowns. He can be right there, man. I mean, his reception percentage, his yards per reception, everything was there. He just needs more work, more touchdowns.
You know what? I think he should be wearing a cape. That's super bold.
It's super bold. He finished 34th last year, man, and I'm saying he's going to those top.
I don't see him beating a Kelsey or Kittle. I just don't see that being viable.
You look at some of the numbers, but you know what? Those guys depend on a lot of touchdowns. Hayden Hurst just didn't have his time yet, and I think now's his time. So I'm aiming for the top, but even if he falls a little short, even if he finishes top 3, crazy. I'm awesome.
I don't see that. Maybe top 10, if anything.
Easily top 10.
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be more used as a blocker or more used in the passing game. They do have Gurley to catch the ball for short passes as well. They got Ridley, they got Julio, they got a lot of options.
But look at what they had last year with Hooper. I mean, same team basically with Hooper, and Hooper still got 97 targets.
Well, we're going to see if Hurst can do it. I mean, very, very possible. Very possible. I mean, he's great value in all fantasy drafts for sure. So definitely want to keep him on your radar. So I like it. You should be wearing a cape, but I like it.
Super Tim.
Super bold. All right. So I got one here for you here. This one's a little crazy. And I don't know if I believe this one. I think this is one of those ones. I was sitting there.
Sell it to us, man. Sell it.
Well, I don't really believe in it. All right, but I had to put it out there because I did get this guy as my 3rd quarterback. He was sitting there, Mitch Trubisky, to finish top 10 in fantasy numbers amongst quarterbacks. I'm having a hard time believing this myself because he could lose the job to Nick Foles even before the season starts. But I think it's his job to lose in Chicago. I think he's hungry. I think he's determined. I think he will make a case this year to have a better year. To finish top 10 is a little unrealistic, but I'm aiming high for this guy. I'm rooting for him because I feel bad. Everyone's talking bad about him. He's asking asking the Bears how they passed up on Mahomes, and the GM and all the organization there with the Bears, again, knowing they passed up on a guy like Mahomes to get a guy like Trubisky. That's something that's really haunting them. So they got to believe they're going to give him a go. Now, again, I got him as a 3rd quarterback in the fishbowl, and it's a super flex league, so you can start up to 2 quarterbacks. He's my 3rd quarterback, so I'm rooting for him. And you know what? It's a Super Bowl prediction. Trubisky, Allen Robinson, that connection gets going. Miller gets integrated, and Trubisky comes out and he makes it. He's angry. Mahomes got paid, and he finishes top 10 in fantasy quarterback points. I don't believe it. I'm not going to draft him in a league, but hey, I just had to throw this out there. you're telling me there's a chance.
This is my bold prediction, but I sure as hell don't believe it. let me use one of your quotes. Years to wow me, I'm not wowed. I mean, even I think top 10 is a hard thing for him to obtain. But hey, if it happens, oh my God.
I mean, last year, what did he have? 3,138 passing yards. Nothing to get excited about.
No.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, 17 touchdowns with 10 interceptions. He's got a long way to go. He's got to do some special things to finish. He finished 26th last year, guys, by the way. So he's got to jump up 16 spots and crack the top 10. It's bold.
That's bold, baby.
I should be wearing a cape. All right. So you go ahead here.
Here we go. It's time to fight. Todd Gurley finishes out of the top 20.
Oh, you're done. This show is over.
The top 20.
Outside of the top 20. This guy's a top 5 finisher this year.
No. Why? How? What? Give it to me. I threw this in because, you love Gurley this year and I don't. Gurley has moved to a pass-heavy team that has great receivers. His health is an issue. I mean, there's so many things going against him, man. You look at last year, Devontae Freeman was used in the pass game a fair bit, but only had 180-ish attempts on the ground. So, you're going to rag on some other guys that, Austin Eckler, you're going to rag on a guy like him who doesn't get the attempts. But, somehow the move for Gurley here is going to equate to him getting the ball a lot more on a pass-heavy team. Not going to happen, baby. Gurley finishes out of the top 20. Your
male health is going to be an issue because I'm going to come over there and kick you in the nuts.
A lot of people would say it already is.
Don't talk about my Gurley. Listen, I like him, man. Offense is potent. It's going to be great. The guy's going to get a full ton of volume there. I heard this crazy rumor, though, that and if this happens, I'm going to lose it. There was a talk that Raheem Mostert could end up there because he requested a trade. He wants to leave the 49ers. If he ends up with the Falcons, that could be a big problem for Gurley to some degree. I think Mostert's going to get some work there. Other than that, I mean, I just see this guy having a great year if health is there, and I think they're going to run him to the ground. They want to win a Super Bowl desperately. I love it. Julio's getting older, Ryan's getting older. These guys want to win a Super Bowl, and I'm telling you, I think Gurley is going to perform this year. He's going to have the volume.
I don't see the volume. I don't see the volume on this team ever, really. I mean, I know he is the clear-cut number one. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see him getting the numbers he's used to, especially not touchdowns. Even if he does get the attempts up, I just don't think he's going to have the touchdowns to make him a really top running back. Right
now, to the Concheapsis, it's not really that Super Bowl because he's sitting, I think, 15th or 16th amongst running back rankings. So you haven't stretched it from a mainstream point of view.
Like I say, I threw this in here to kind of piss you off because I know you're into Gurley this year.
You're lucky we're not in the studio together. We got elbow. All right, so yeah, it's how you get it. Yeah, I hope it's not true. Let's move on here. All right, so I got one here. It's my last one's pretty interesting. I like it. This is more of an NFL one, but straight up, the Bucks win the Super Bowl. That's my bold prediction. That's it. Brady gets a Super Bowl, retires. I think if they don't win it this year, they're definitely going to win it. They are set up to win a Super Bowl. It's similar the same way that there was a setup for the Ravens to win the Super Bowl with Ray Lewis, and then the same thing with Peyton Manning when he won the Super Bowl. So I don't know, man. I think the fix is in, and I think the Buccaneers, believe it or not, could win the Super Bowl. That's kind of my Super Bowl prediction. I mean, it's not Super Bowl because I think it's somewhat obtainable, but I think they win the Super Bowl. It is. I mean, out of 32 teams to come out and say that straight up they're going to win, yeah. I think they could win it.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely made the moves. They've added the names and the players to get this done. So they definitely are putting a push on to get the Super Bowl this year. Whether or not it can happen, you never know, man. Sometimes you put all this talent on one team and crap just flops. So I don't see that happening. I definitely see them being contenders, but who knows, man? Super Bowl is not really that bold a prediction.
Right. All right, let's hear your Super Bowl prediction fantasy.
Leonard Fournette finishes top 2 at RB. I want to say number 1. I just can't be that bold. I got to be realistic, unless Cook or CMC opt out this year or they both die of some mysterious way. Top 2 is as strong as I can get on this one.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, he's got to stay healthy, but I can see him being angry this year because, again, the Jacksonville Jaguars wanted to get rid of him. He's got to make a case to get a big deal. from another team possibly. So he's got to make a case for himself. He's hungry. I don't see top 2. There's just way too much talent with CMC, Saquon, like you said.
Yeah.
Unless something catastrophic happens there, God forbid, then yeah, I mean, there's other great running backs, Todd Gurley, David Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And, this is bold because, yeah, it would be hard to obtain even that top 2. But let's look at it this way. He was the highlight player for his mediocre/crappy team last year. Guy had 265 attempts for 1,152 yards, only 3 touchdowns. And in the passing game, 100 targets, 76 receptions. So his numbers overall are like right there. They're kind of where you want them to be. He's just not getting the touchdowns. And when it comes to the passing game, for 76 receptions, only 522 yards, nothing spectacular there. But man, he needs to maintain that output, and he needs to get the touchdowns. That's the only way he's even got a shot of making top 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a long shot, but hey, it's called super bold predictions, right?
Super bold, but plausible.
We know which guys, he's into, Tim's into Hurst and Leonard Fournette. So if you're in a league with Tim, make sure you snipe those 2 guys.
You bastards, I will kill you all.
All right, so next guy, last bold prediction here, Tim. I think this is very obtainable here. Okay, this one could happen. All right, a rookie, check this out, a rookie running back such as Jonathan Taylor, Clyde Edwards, Cam Akers cracks the top 5, finishes in the top 5 in fantasy points.
Hey, it's been known to happen, like almost every year, some rookie comes out and surprises and shocks everybody. So it's definitely plausible. Could happen. I mean, like you say again, though, there's a lot of top talent at running back. So it would take a lot to do that.
It's a tough year. I mean, the only way I see this happening is if, let's say, Cam Akers takes the job, completely runs with it, becomes a workhorse with the Rams. Jonathan Taylor becomes a starter out of the gate, gets the full volume there in Indy. Clyde Edwards-Helaire gets the full start. But I just think that there's going to be thorns in the side. I think Damian Woods is going to be a thorn in the side of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't see the volume being there. I really don't. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot there in KC. Marlon Mack's going to be a pest there. And, of course, Cam Akers, we don't really know what to expect. Even guys like Zach Moss, who I like, and A.J. Dillon and Joshua Kelly, they've got Eckler there. They've got Aaron Jones there, right? I mean, A.J. Dillon looks like go watch some tape on Dillon, man. The guy's a monster. But they've got Aaron Jones there, so he's going to get worked in. Mm-hmm. I don't see the volume being there. That's why I think it's super bold. But, I mean, you never know, man. It'd be interesting to see who does this if this does happen. It'd be crazy.
Absolutely. There's going to be some rookies that definitely push the boundaries and try to get this done, but I just don't know if it's going to happen this year.
I don't see the volume there, but yeah, I mean, that's what makes it super bold, right?
That's it.
All right, Tim, did you have some fun here with some Super Bowl predictions?
I do. I want to keep it realistic. I don't want to just go for shock value. So everything I said, I believe it.
Tim grows a mullet by the end of the season. Super Bowl prediction number 8.
You're going to have to throw me some more money to go to the hair club.
You could actually grow your hair from the back, right? You're only bald on top. Right?
I could grow a skullet, yeah, where I have the hair around and then put a ponytail. That'd be pretty sweet.
I think you should bring it back.
Yeah,
I'll grow a mustache and you grow a skullet.
Or I'll just go with the full rat tail. I'll just grow like a patch of hair right at the back really long and then braid it.
Oh, sweet. My goodness. Super Bowl prediction. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Tim was back here, and we'll continue on hopefully with our Monday, Thursday shows moving forward. And those are some Super Bowl predictions. I mean, some of them are just so bold, I don't even believe them, Tim. What do
All 3 of mine are coming true. All 3 of mine are coming true. Don't doubt it.
All right, guys. I think the Tannehill one, I think that's the most viable one, beating Lamar Jackson. We're going to get a lot of kickback for that one for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up. Leave your comments below, fantasy comments. I'll get to your questions below, your questions, comments, concerns, complaints, everything below. And get that 16-round draft solution, guys, at thefantasyfootballcouch.com. And, Tim, we're going to talk later, man. Appreciate you being here. Thanks, everybody.
Love it. Have a good one, everybody.
We're out.